What if I told you that in Japan, many seniors live on less than $1,200 a month and still enjoy a healthy, purposeful life? In a country with one of the oldest populations in the world, retirees face limited pensions and rising costs, yet many of them manage to live with dignity and peace of mind. Meanwhile, in the United States, millions of older adults worry about medical bills, housing, and simply making ends meet. This video is not about moving to Japan. It is about learning how Japanese retirees spend less, not by chance, but through intentional daily habits. Backed by real data and lived experience, here are 9 specific ways they make retirement not just manageable, but meaningful. 1. Living in small, efficient spaces to reduce fixed costs. In Japan, many retirees live in what are called 1K or 1DK apartments. These are modest units, typically between 20 and 40 square meters. That's around 200 to 430 square feet. These apartments often include just a small kitchen, a combined living and sleeping space, and a compact bathroom. For many American retirees used to 3-bedroom homes, this might sound like a downgrade. But for the Japanese, it's not about space. It's about practicality. Rent for these apartments, especially outside major city centers like central Tokyo, usually ranges from 50,000 to 70,000 yen per month. That is approximately 350 to 500 US dollars. Compared to the average American rent for seniors, which is often over $1,200 per month, even in affordable areas. This is a major reduction in housing costs. Beyond rent, small apartments also mean lower utility bills, less space to heat in the winter, fewer lights to keep on, smaller appliances that use less power. There's less cleaning, less maintenance, and less clutter. Japanese seniors often own only what they use: a single futon mattress instead of a large bed, a small fridge instead of a full-sized one, no dishwasher, no dryer, just essentials. This minimalist approach is not driven by poverty, it's cultural. In Japan, having just enough is considered honorable. Space is expensive and so is waste. Seniors adapt by optimizing their living spaces to fit their actual needs. Some even take pride in knowing every corner of their home serves a purpose. For Americans, this may be a challenge. Downsizing can feel emotional, even painful. But what if reducing square footage could also reduce stress? Fewer possessions, fewer bills, more time and energy to focus on what really matters, like health, like relationships, like peace of mind. Living small is not about giving things up. It's about letting go of what no longer serves you. Japanese retirees show that a well-organized 400 square foot apartment can feel more like home than a cluttered house twice the size. 2. Cooking at home every day with meals that cost less than $3. One of the most consistent habits among Japanese retirees is home cooking, not once in a while, not only for dinner, but 2 to 3 meals a day every single day, and the meals are not elaborate. They are simple, balanced, and rooted in tradition. A typical home-cooked meal for an elderly Japanese person might include a bowl of white rice, miso soup, a small grilled fish like mackerel, and a side of pickled vegetables or boiled spinach, sometimes tofu, sometimes seaweed salad. The ingredients are fresh, bought in small portions, and often sourced from local neighborhood markets. Each meal costs roughly 400 to 500 yen. That is between $2.70 and $3.50 in US currency. Over the course of a day, that adds up to less than $10 for 3 nutritious, satisfying meals. There are no processed microwave dinners, no fast food, no big portions, and rarely any food waste. Seniors in Japan tend to buy only what they need for 1 or 2 days at a time. This habit reduces overbuying and helps them stay in budget. It also keeps ingredients fresh, which means better taste and better health. Cooking is also part of their rhythm. Many retirees have a predictable daily routine. Wake up early, prepare breakfast, walk to the local market, cook lunch, clean up, then start dinner preparation in the late afternoon. There is a quiet joy in this rhythm. It brings purpose to each day. In the United States, it is common to spend $20 to $30 on one takeout meal. Do that 3 times a week, and it adds up quickly. For retirees on a fixed income, this spending can silently erode savings. Japanese elders show that home cooking is not just healthier. It is one of the most effective ways to live well on less. They do not see cooking as a burden. It is a daily act of self-care, of independence, and of frugality. In their hands, a $1 bundle of spinach becomes a complete meal. A routine task becomes a way to sustain both body and budget. 3. Walking and using public transportation instead of owning a car. Owning a car in Japan is expensive. Between gas, maintenance, insurance, and parking, it can easily cost over 20,000 yen per month, which is about $140, not including the original cost of the car. For many retirees, that is simply not practical. So what do? They walk. A lot. Japanese cities are built for pedestrians. Sidewalks are everywhere. Public parks are clean, safe, and widely used. Local shops are often just a few blocks away, and for anything farther than a 10-minute walk, there is always the train or bus. Many elderly residents in Japan use a prepaid transit card that gives them discounted fares. A monthly commuter pass can cost around 10,000 yen, or about $70. That covers unlimited rides within a specific zone, enough for grocery runs, medical appointments, social visits, and more. Unlike in many parts of the United States, owning a car is not a necessity in urban Japan. Public transportation is punctual, clean, and accessible, even for those with mobility issues. Trains have priority seating for the elderly. Stations have elevators and escalators. Staff are trained to assist older passengers. Walking itself is more than just transportation. For Japanese retirees, it is also part of their daily health routine. Many walk 10 to 15 minutes to the market, then again to the pharmacy, then again in the evening for fresh air. This movement adds up to several kilometers per day, keeping them mobile and reducing healthcare risks without the cost of a gym membership. In contrast, many American seniors feel isolated without a car. Suburban living often requires driving, which becomes risky or impossible as we age. The Japanese model shows that with thoughtful infrastructure and habit, it is possible to age independently without 4 wheels. Walking and transit are not just cheaper, they are a form of freedom. A freedom that does not depend on a driver's license, a full gas tank, or the stress of traffic. 4. Reusing and buying secondhand to avoid unnecessary spending. In Japan, secondhand shopping is not only common, it is culturally accepted and even respected. Retirees often buy used appliances, clothing, and home goods from what are called recycle shops. These stores carry everything from rice cookers to jackets, from bicycles to tableware, all gently used and priced far below new retail. For example, a second-hand rice cooker that costs 10,000 yen brand new can often be found for 2,000 or 3,000 yen. That is about 15 to 25 US. And many of these items are in excellent condition, cleaned, tested, and ready to use. In addition to shops, local neighborhoods host swap events or community bulletin boards where residents can give away or trade unused items. Retirees often participate in these exchanges, reducing waste and saving money in the process. But it is not just about buying used. Japanese seniors are also known for reusing what they already own. A plastic shopping bag is used multiple times. An empty glass jar becomes a container for pickles or dried beans. Clothing is patched instead of discarded. Socks are darned, not thrown away. This culture of reuse is deeply connected to the Japanese value of motenai, which roughly means do not waste what still has value. It teaches appreciation for things and discourages impulsive consumption. In the US, the pressure to buy new new clothes, new phones, new kitchen tools, is constant. But Japanese retirees model a different mindset. Use what works. Buy what you truly need. Let go of the rest. This approach does more than save money. It creates a more mindful relationship with material things. And over time, those small decisions not to spend build up into real financial stability. 5. Working part-time after retirement to earn supplemental income. In Japan, retirement does not always mean the end of work. For many seniors, especially those between the ages of 65 and 75, continuing to work part-time is a practical and meaningful choice. It is not about climbing the corporate ladder. It is about staying active, contributing to society, and earning enough to cover basic needs. Government labor surveys show that more than 25% of people over the age of 65 in Japan are still part of the workforce. That is 1 in 4 seniors. Many of them work part-time jobs such as greeters at supermarkets, staff at public parks, cleaners at schools, or helpers at train stations. These are not high-pressure positions. They are manageable, community-oriented roles designed for older adults. Let us take a look at the numbers. The average hourly wage for these part-time jobs is between 1,000 and 1,200 yen per hour. That is roughly $7 to $9 US. If a retiree works just 2 shifts per week, say 4 hours each, that adds up to 16 hours per month. At $9 per hour, that is around $144 per month, enough to help cover utilities or food. Some retirees work more, 3 or 4 days a week, a few hours each day. Many report earning between 40,000 and 80,000 yen per month. That is between $270 and $550 in supplemental income. For someone living on a modest pension, that extra income can make a big difference without requiring full-time effort. But the benefits go beyond money. Continued work gives structure to the week. It provides social contact and a sense of purpose. Seniors say it keeps their minds sharp and their bodies moving. They feel valued, and they avoid the boredom and isolation that can sometimes come with retirement. In contrast, many Americans retire completely and may not have the opportunity or community infrastructure to engage in part-time work suited for their age. In Japan, local governments and organizations actively support older adults who want to work. There are senior job centers that help retirees match with appropriate opportunities. This approach allows retirees to spend less because they earn just enough to avoid dipping into savings. It also delays the financial strain that can come from relying solely on fixed pensions or investments. Working part-time, just a few hours a week, can stretch retirement dollars further and keep seniors connected to the rhythm of daily life. 6. Canceling or skipping recurring expenses that are not essential. One of the most overlooked ways Japanese retirees save money is by reducing or completely avoiding recurring monthly costs. These are expenses that often go unnoticed, but add up quickly, especially over the course of a full year. Let us look at some examples. Many older Japanese people do not pay for high-speed internet plans. Instead, they use low-cost mobile data packages or limited home internet that costs around 2,000 yen per month. That is roughly $14. Compare this with the average American household internet bill, which can exceed $70 per month. That is over $800 a year saved, just by choosing a more modest plan. Streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon Prime are also rare among Japanese retirees. Many prefer reading, watching free-to-air television, or listening to radio. They often say they simply do not need entertainment on demand. For them, daily routines and community interaction provide enough stimulation. Cutting out streaming saves another $20 to $30 per month, or up to $360 a year. House cleaning services are also uncommon. Most seniors clean their homes themselves, and they follow a strict schedule. Mondays are for floors. Wednesdays are for laundry. Fridays might be for windows. This habit not only saves money, but helps maintain a sense of independence and pride in their home. Subscriptions to magazines, apps, or gym memberships. Also rare. Physical activity is often done through free community programs or simply walking outside. Reading material is borrowed from libraries or shared among neighbors. What makes this work is that retirees are extremely intentional about recurring payments. If a service is not used regularly or does not add clear value to daily life, it is cut. No emotional spending. No just-in-case bills. Everything is reviewed. In the United States, it is easy to accumulate subscriptions and auto-renewing charges. $5 here, $15 there, it all adds up. Japanese retirees show that by being selective and practical, it is possible to reduce monthly expenses by hundreds of dollars per year without sacrificing quality of life. This habit does not require sacrifice. It requires clarity, knowing what you actually use, and having the discipline to cut the rest. 7. Regular health checkups through public insurance to prevent major medical costs. Healthcare can be one of the largest and most unpredictable costs in retirement. In the United States, many seniors struggle with rising insurance premiums, out-of-pocket costs, and long-term care expenses. In Japan, the system works differently, and it helps retirees save money in the long run. Every citizen of Japan is covered by some form of public health insurance. For those over 75, there is a specific insurance program called the Medical Care System for the elderly. Under this system, older adults generally pay only 10 to 30% of their medical expenses out of pocket. The rest is covered by the government. But beyond coverage, what really keeps costs down is the Japanese focus on prevention. Retirees are encouraged to go for health checkups once or twice per year. These checkups are often provided at little or no cost through the local health department. A standard checkup might include blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar, and even cancer screenings. If any issue is caught early, treatment is started immediately, before it becomes severe or expensive. Many municipalities even send out reminders and offer transportation assistance for older adults to attend these screenings. For example, a senior might go in for a general checkup every 6 months at the local clinic. The out-of-pocket cost, less than $10. This approach reduces the need for emergency care, hospital stays, or costly surgeries down the road. It is a long-term strategy. Spend a little now to avoid a lot later. And because the system is accessible and affordable, more seniors actually follow through with preventive care. In contrast, American seniors might skip routine visits due to high copays or lack of coverage. When problems are discovered late, treatment is not only more expensive but also harder on the body. In Japan, staying healthy is part of the system. It is built into daily life, and the result is both a longer life expectancy and lower total healthcare spending per person. For retirees, that means fewer surprises, more control, and peace of mind. 8. Using cash and envelope budgeting instead of credit cards. In the United States, it is common to use credit cards for everything, from groceries to gas to online purchases. For many retirees, this can lead to unintentional overspending, especially when living on a fixed income. In Japan, the approach is very different. Older adults in Japan typically avoid credit cards altogether. Instead, they rely on cash or debit-based cards that only allow them to spend what they actually have. This keeps spending grounded in reality. One popular method is the envelope budgeting system. At the start of each month, retirees divide their pension or income into physical envelopes labeled for categories such as food, transportation, utilities, health, and leisure. Once an envelope is empty, spending in that category stops until the next month. No borrowing from other envelopes, no excuses. This method brings visibility. It is tactile. You feel the money leave your hand. You see when it runs out. It creates a clear limit and a clear sense of control. It also discourages impulse spending. Without a credit card to swipe, purchases must be planned. If someone wants a new kitchen tool, they wait until the household envelope has enough money. If not, they wait another month. This patience helps align spending with actual priorities. Banks in Japan support this by offering savings accounts that are simple and low fee. Many retirees have no debt, no loans, and no revolving credit. They spend less not by being rich, but by being cautious and intentional. In the US, digital banking can make money feel abstract. It is easy to spend without noticing. But Japanese seniors remind us that budgeting does not have to be complicated. Sometimes, all you need are a few envelopes and the discipline to use them. 9. Participating in free or low-cost community programs instead of spending on entertainment. In Japan, retirement is not synonymous with isolation. Many older adults stay active and socially engaged without spending large amounts on entertainment. One of the key ways they do this is by taking advantage of free or low-cost programs offered through local community centers, also known as fukushi senta in Japanese. These centers are usually operated by city governments or nonprofit groups and are specifically designed to support senior citizens. They offer a wide range of activities, including exercise classes, hobby groups, traditional arts workshops, discussion groups, and even basic computer lessons. Most of these programs are either free or cost between 100 and 300 yen per session. That is less than $3. For example, a Tai Chi or gentle stretching class might be held twice a week. A tea ceremony group might meet every Thursday. Book clubs, karaoke gatherings, and volunteer teams are also common. These activities provide routine, structure, and, most importantly, a sense of connection. Why does this matter financially? Because in many other countries, especially in the United States, socializing often comes with a price tag. Coffee meetups, restaurants, concert tickets, movie outings, and travel. All of these add up. But in Japan, retirees are able to maintain a fulfilling social life while spending very little. A morning at the community center, followed by a packed lunch in the park, costs close to nothing. Beyond money, these programs also promote mental health. Studies have shown that isolation in retirement can lead to depression, cognitive decline, and even physical health issues. Japan's model counters this by embedding community support directly into daily life. Some municipalities even offer transportation assistance to ensure that seniors without cars can still attend. Others offer senior passes for public pools or cultural centers. The key idea is this: you do not need to spend money to stay connected. You need access, consistency, and a community that values you. Japan's approach to community living shows that retirement can be active, social, and joyful, without the financial pressure to go out and spend. Living better does not always mean spending more. After exploring 9 specific research-backed ways that Japanese retirees spend less and live better, a powerful truth begins to emerge. The quality of retirement is not measured by how much you spend, but by how intentionally you live. In Japan, seniors have found a way to make the most of modest pensions. They downsize their homes, cook at home, walk instead of drive, reuse instead of replace, and continue working in ways that support both income and purpose. They avoid recurring expenses they do not need. They keep their health in check through regular care. They spend only what they have, and no more. And they stay active in communities that welcome them without needing to pay for connection or joy. None of these habits come from a place of luxury. They come from wisdom, from choosing what matters and letting go of what does not, from seeing retirement not as an end, but as a new phase of life with its own rhythm and rewards. In the United States, many of us are told to fear retirement. We are told we need $1 million, multiple properties, or constant entertainment to age well. But Japanese retirees show us another way, a way built on clarity, consistency, and care. This is not about becoming someone else. It is about asking better questions. What do I truly need? What adds value to my days? What can I simplify? Not to suffer, but to feel free. Spending less is not just a financial strategy. It is a mindset, one that gives space for peace, health, and meaning to grow. So as you think about your own future, or the future of someone you love, remember, living better in retirement is not always about having more. Sometimes it starts with needing less